ये भविष्य के हर विजय के आगाज लेकर के आया है। बिलासपुर को तो शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य सेवा का डबल गिफ्ट मिला है। कलुरारी बंदले धारा ऊपर हाइड्रो कॉलेज कने थल्ले एम्स हुणे ऐतिरी पहचान गुणी। भाइयों और बहनों, यहां विकास योजनाओं को आपको सौंपने के बाद, जैसा जयराम जी ने बताया, एक और सांस्कृतिक साक्षी का विकार विरासत का साक्षी बनने जा रहा हूं। और बहुत वर्षों बाद मुझे एक बार फिर कुल्लू दशहरे का हिस्सा बनने का सौभाग्य मिलेगा। सैकड़ों देवी देवताओं के साथ भगवान रघुनाथ जी की यात्रा में शामिल होकर मैं देश के लिए भी आशीर्वाद मांगूंगा। और आज जब बिलासपुर आया हूं तो पुरानी यादें ताजा होना बहुत स्वाभाविक है। वो भी एक वक्त था कि यहां पैदल टहलते थे। कभी मैं, धूमल जी, नड्डा जी पैदल यहां बाजार से निकल पड़ते थे। हम एक बहुत बड़ा रथ यात्रा का कार्यक्रम लेकर भी यहां बिलासपुर की गलियों से गुजरे थे। और तब स्वर्ण जयंती रथ यात्रा यहां से होकर, और वो भी मेन मार्केट से निकली थी और वहां जनसभा हुई थी। और अनेक बार मेरा यहां आना हुआ, आप लोगों के बीच रहना हुआ है। हिमाचल की इस भूमि पर काम करते हुए मुझे निरंतर हिमाचल की विकास यात्रा का सही यात्री बनने का अवसर मिला है। और मैं अभी सुन रहा था, अनुराग जी बड़े जोर जोर से बोल रहे थे कि ये मोदी जी ने किया, ये मोदी जी ने किया, ये मोदी जी ने कहा। हमारे नड्डा जी भी कह रहे थे ये मोदी जी ने किया, ये मोदी जी ने किया। और हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जयराम जी भी कह रहे थे मोदी जी ने किया, मोदी जी ने किया। लेकिन मैं सच्चाई बता दूं किसने किया? बता दो। ये जो कुछ भी हो रहा है ना, वो आपने किया है, आपके कारण हुआ है। अगर आप दिल्ली में सिर्फ मोदी जी को आशीर्वाद देते और हिमाचल में मोदी जी के साथियों को आशीर्वाद न देते तो ये सारे कामों में वो अड़ंगे डाल देते। ये तो जयराम जी और उनकी टीम है कि जो काम दिल्ली से मैं लेके आता हूं उसको तेज गति से लोग दौड़ाते हैं, इसलिए हो रहा है। और ये अगर एम्स बना है तो आपके एक वोट की ताकत है। अगर टनल बना है तो आपके एक वोट की ताकत है। हाइड्रो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज बना है तो ये आपके वोट की ताकत है। अगर मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क बन रहा है तो ये भी आपके वोट की ताकत है। और इसलिए आज मैं हिमाचल की अपेक्षाओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए एक के बाद एक विकास के काम कर रहा हूं। विकास को लेकर हमने देश में लंबे समय तक एक विकृत सोच को हावी होते देखा है। ये सोच क्या थी? अच्छी सड़कें होगी तो कुछ राज्यों और कुछ बड़े शहरों में होगी, दिल्ली के आसपास होगी। अच्छे शिक्षण संस्थान होंगे तो बहुत बड़े बड़े शहरों में होंगे। अच्छे अस्पताल होंगे, वो तो दिल्ली में ही हो सकता है, बाहर हो ही नहीं सकता है। उद्योग धंधे लगेंगे तो भी बड़े बड़े जगह पे लगेंगे। और विशेषकर देश के पहाड़ी प्रदेशों में मूल सुविधाएं तक सबसे अंत में कई कई वर्षों के इंतजार के बाद पहुंचती थी। उस पुरानी सोच को और उस सोच का नतीजा ये हुआ कि इससे देश में विकास का एक बड़ा असंतुलन पैदा हो गया। इस वजह से देश का एक बड़ा हिस्सा, वहां के लोग असुविधा में, अभाव में रहे। पिछले 8 वर्षों में देश अब उस पुरानी सोच को पीछे छोड़कर नई सोच, आधुनिक सोच के साथ आगे बढ़ रहा है। अब देखिए, लंबे समय तक, और मैं तो जब यहां आता था मैं लगातार देखता था जी, यहां एक यूनिवर्सिटी से ही गुजारा होता था। और इलाज हो या फिर मेडिकल की पढ़ाई, आईजीएमसी शिमला और टाटा मेडिकल कॉलेज पर ही निर्भरता थी। टाटा मेडिकल कॉलेज पर गंभीर बीमारियों का इलाज हो या फिर शिक्षा या रोजगार, चंडीगढ़ और दिल्ली जाना और हिमाचल के लिए मजबूरी बन गया था। लेकिन बीते 8 वर्षों में हमारी डबल इंजन की सरकार ने हिमाचल की विकास गाथा को नए आयाम पर पहुंचा दिया है। आज हिमाचल में सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी भी है, आईआईटी भी है, ट्रिपल आईटी भी है, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मैनेजमेंट आईआईएम जैसे प्रतिष्ठित संस्थान भी है। देश में मेडिकल शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य का सबसे बड़ा संस्थान एम्स भी अब बिलासपुर और हिमाचल की जनता की आन बान शान बढ़ा रहा है। बिलासपुर एम्स एक और बदलाव का प्रतीक भी है। और एम्स के अंदर भी ये ग्रीन एम्स के नाम से जाना जाएगा। पूरी तरह पर्यावरण प्रेमी एम्स, प्रकृति प्रेमी एम्स। अभी हमारे सभी साथियों ने बताया, पहले सरकारें शिलान्यास का पत्थर लगाती थी और चुनाव निकलने के बाद भूल जाती थी। आज भी हिमाचल में जाओगे, हमारे धूमल जी ने एक बार कार्यक्रम किया था, कहां कहां पत्थर पड़े हैं ढूंढने का, और ढेर सारे ऐसे कार्यक्रम जहां पत्थर पड़े थे, काम नहीं हुआ था। मुझे याद है, मैं एक बार रेलवे का रिव्यू कर रहा था। आपके ऊना के पास एक रेलवे लाइन बिछानी थी। 35 साल पहले निर्णय हुआ था, 35 साल पहले पार्लियामेंट में घोषणा हुई थी, लेकिन फिर फाइल बंद। हिमाचल को कौन पूछेगा भाई? लेकिन ये तो हिमाचल का बेटा है, वो हिमाचल को भूल नहीं सकता। लेकिन हमारी सरकार की पहचान है कि जिस प्रोजेक्ट का शिलान्यास करती है उसका लोकार्पण भी करती है। अटकना, लटकना, भटकना वो जमाना चला गया दोस्तों। साथियों, राष्ट्र रक्षा में हमेशा से हिमाचल का बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहा है। जो हिमाचल पूरे देश में राष्ट्र रक्षा के वीरों के लिए जाना जाता है, वो हिमाचल अब इस एम्स के बाद जीवन रक्षा के लिए भी महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाने वाला है। साल 2014 तक हिमाचल में सिर्फ 3 मेडिकल कॉलेज थे, जिसमें 2 सरकारी थे। पिछले 8 सालों में 5 नए सरकारी मेडिकल कॉलेज हिमाचल में बने हैं। 2014 तक अंडर और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट मिलाकर सिर्फ 500 विद्यार्थी पढ़ सकते थे। आज ये संख्या 1200 से अधिक, यानी 2 गुने से भी ज्यादा हो चुकी है। एम्स भी हर साल अनेक नए डॉक्टर बनेंगे, नर्सिंग से जुड़े युवा यहां ट्रेनिंग पाएंगे। और मुझे जयराम जी की टीम को, जयराम जी को, भारत सरकार के आरोग्य मंत्री और आरोग्य मंत्रालय को विशेष रूप से बधाई देनी है। जब नड्डा जी आरोग्य मंत्री थे, उस समय हमने निर्णय किया, फिर नड्डा जी के जिम्मे बहुत बड़ा दायित्व आ गया, मैं शिलान्यास भी कर गया। इसी कालखंड में कोरोना की भयंकर महामारी आई और हम जानते हैं हिमाचल के वाले लोग तो कि हिमाचल में कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन का काम करना है तो कितना मुश्किल होता है। एक एक चीज पहाड़ पर लाना कितना दिक्कत भरा होता है। जो काम नीचे 1 घंटे में होता है, उसको यहां पहाड़ों में करने के लिए 1 दिन लग जाता है। उसके बावजूद भी, कोरोना की कठिनाई के बावजूद भी, भारत सरकार का आरोग्य मंत्रालय और जयराम जी के राज्य सरकार की टीम ने मिलकर के जो काम किया, आज एम्स मौजूद है, एम्स काम करने लग गया है। मेडिकल कॉलेज ही नहीं, हमने एक और दिशा में आगे बढ़े। दवाओं और जीवन रक्षक टीकों के निर्माता के रूप में भी हिमाचल की भूमिका का बहुत अधिक विस्तार किया जा रहा है। बल्क ड्रग्स पार्क के लिए देश में सिर्फ 3 राज्यों को चुना गया है, 3। और उसमें से एक कौन सा राज्य है भाई? कौन सा राज्य है? हिमाचल है। आपको गर्व हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है? ये आपके बच्चों के उज्जवल भविष्य का शिलान्यास है कि नहीं है? ये आपके बच्चों के उज्जवल भविष्य की गारंटी है कि नहीं है? हम काम बड़ी मजबूती से करते हैं और आज की पीढ़ी के लिए भी करते हैं, आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए भी करते हैं। उसी प्रकार से मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क के लिए 4 राज्यों को चुना गया, जहां आज मेडिकल में टेक्नोलॉजी का भरपूर उपयोग हो रहा है। विशिष्ट प्रकार के औजारों की जरूरत पड़ती है, उसको बनाने के लिए देश में 4 राज्य चुने गए। इतना बड़ा हिंदुस्तान, इतनी बड़ी जनसंख्या, हिमाचल तो मेरा छोटा सा राज्य है, लेकिन ये वीरों की धरती है और मैंने यहां की रोटी खाई है, मुझे कर्ज भी चुका रहा है। और इसलिए चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? ये चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? आपके हिमाचल में बन रहा है दोस्त। दुनिया भर के बड़े बड़े लोग यहां आएंगे। नालागढ़ में ये मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क का शिलान्यास इसी का हिस्सा है। इस डिवाइस पार्क के निर्माण के लिए हजारों करोड़ रुपए का निवेश यहां होगा। इससे जुड़े अनेक छोटे और लघु उद्योग आसपास विकसित होंगे। इससे यहां के हजारों युवाओं को रोजगार के अवसर मिलेंगे। साथियों, हिमाचल का एक पक्ष और है जिसमें यहां विकास की अनंत संभावनाएं छुपी है। ये पक्ष है मेडिकल टूरिज्म का। यहां की आबोहवा, यहां का मौसम, यहां का वातावरण, यहां की जुड़ी जड़ी बूटियां, यहां का अच्छे स्वास्थ्य के लिए बहुत उपयुक्त वातावरण आज भारत मेडिकल टूरिज्म को लेकर दुनिया का एक बहुत बड़ा आकर्षण केंद्र बन रहा है। जब देश और दुनिया के लोग हिंदुस्तान में मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट के लिए आना चाहेंगे तो यहां का प्राकृतिक सौंदर्य इतना बढ़िया है कि वे यहां आएंगे। एक प्रकार के उनके लिए आरोग्य का लाभ भी होगा और पर्यटन का भी लाभ होने वाला है। हिमाचल के तो दोनों हाथ में लड्डू है। साथियों, केंद्र सरकार प्रयास है कि गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग का इलाज, उस पर खर्च कम से कम हो, ये इलाज भी बेहतर मिले और इसके लिए उसको दूर तक जाना भी न पड़े। इसलिए आज एम्स मेडिकल कॉलेज जिला अस्पतालों में क्रिटिकल केयर सुविधाओं और गांवों में हेल्थ एंड वेलनेस सेंटर बनाने पर एक सीमलेस कनेक्टिविटी पर हम काम कर रहे हैं। उस पर बल दिया जा रहा है। आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत हिमाचल के अधिकतर परिवारों को 5 लाख रुपए तक के मुफ्त इलाज की सुविधा मिल रही है। इस योजना के तहत अभी तक देश भर में 3 करोड़ 7 लाख गरीब मरीजों का मुफ्त इलाज हो चुका है और इसमें से 1.5 लाख तो लाभार्थी ये मेरे हिमाचल के मेरे परिवारजन है। देश में इन सभी साथियों के इलाज पर सरकार अब तक 45,000 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक खर्च कर चुकी है। अगर आयुष्मान भारत योजना ना होती तो इसका करीब 2 गुना यानी लगभग 90,000 करोड़ रुपए इन जो मरीज लोग थे उन परिवारों को अपने जेब से देना पड़ता है। यानी इतनी बड़ी बचत भी गरीब और मध्यम वर्ग के परिवार को बेहतरीन इलाज के साथ मिली है। साथियों, मेरे लिए एक और संतोष की बात है, सरकार के इस प्रकार की योजनाओं का सबसे अधिक लाभ हमारी माताओं को, बहनों को, बेटियों को मिला है। और हम तो जानते हैं हमारी मां बहनों का स्वभाव होता है, कितनी ही तकलीफ हो, शरीर में कितनी ही पीड़ा होती हो, लेकिन वो परिवार में किसी को बताती नहीं है। वो सहन करती भी है, काम भी करती है, पूरे परिवार को संभालती भी है, क्योंकि उसके मन में रहता है कि अगर बीमारी का पता परिवार के लोगों को लगेगा, बच्चों को लगेगा, तो वो कर्ज कर करके भी मेरा उपचार कराएंगे। और मां सोचती है अरे बीमारी में थोड़ा समय निकाल दूंगी, लेकिन बच्चों पे कर्ज नहीं होने दूंगी, मैं अस्पताल जाके खर्च नहीं करूंगी। इन माताओं की चिंता कौन करेगा? क्या मेरी माताएं इस प्रकार की यातनाएं चुपचाप सहती रहे? ये बेटा किस काम का? और उसी भावना से आयुष्मान भारत योजना का जन्म हुआ है, ताकि मेरी माताओं बहनों को बीमारी से गुजारा न करना पड़े, जीवन में इस मजबूरी से जीना न पड़े। आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत लाभ लेने वाली माताएं बहनाएं 50% से ज्यादा है। हमारी माता बहनियां हैं, बेटियां हैं। साथियों, चाहे शौचालय बनाने के लिए स्वच्छ भारत अभियान हो, मुफ्त गैस कनेक्शन देने के लिए उज्ज्वला योजना हो, मुफ्त सैनिटरी नैपकिन देने का अभियान हो, मातृ वंदना योजना के तहत हर गर्भवती महिला को पोषक आहार के लिए हजारों रुपए की मदद हो, या फिर हर घर जल पहुंचाने का हमारा अभियान हो, ये सारा मेरी माताओं बहनों को सशक्त करने वाले काम हम एक के बाद एक करते चले जा रहे हैं। माताओं बहनों बेटियों का सुख सुविधा सम्मान सुरक्षा और स्वास्थ्य डबल इंजन की सरकार की बहुत बड़ी प्राथमिकता है। केंद्र सरकार ने जो भी योजनाएं बनाई हैं, उनको जयराम जी और उनकी पूरी टीम ने, उनकी सरकार ने भी बहुत तेज गति से और बड़े स्पिरिट के साथ उसको जमीन पर उतारा है और उसका दायरा भी बढ़ाया है। हर घर नल से जल पहुंचाने का काम यहां कितना तेजी से हुआ है, ये हम सभी के सामने है। पिछले 7 दशकों में जितने नल कनेक्शन हिमाचल में दिए गए, उससे 2 गुने से भी अधिक सिर्फ बीते 3 साल में दे चुके हैं, हम मिल चुके हैं लोगों को। इन 3 वर्षों में 8.5 लाख से अधिक नए परिवारों को पाइप के पानी की सुविधा मिली है। भाई और बहनों, जयराम जी और उनकी टीम की एक और मामले में देश बहुत अधिक प्रशंसा कर रहा है। ये प्रशंसा सामाजिक सुरक्षा को लेकर केंद्र सरकार के प्रयासों को विस्तार देने के लिए हो रही है। आज हिमाचल का शायद ही कोई परिवार ऐसा हो जहां किसी न किसी सदस्य को पेंशन की सुविधा न मिलती हो। विशेष रूप से जो साथी बेसहारा है, जिनको गंभीर बीमारी ने जकड़ लिया है, ऐसे परिवारों को पेंशन और इलाज के खर्च से जुड़ी सहायता के प्रयास सराहनीय है। हिमाचल प्रदेश के हजारों परिवारों को 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन लागू होने से भी बहुत बड़ा लाभ हुआ है। साथियों, हिमाचल अवसरों का प्रदेश है और मैं जयराम जी को और एक बधाई देता हूं। वैक्सीनेशन का काम तो पूरे देश में चल रहा है, लेकिन आपकी जिंदगी की सुरक्षा के लिए हिमाचल देश का वो पहला प्रदेश है जिसने 100% वैक्सीनेशन का काम पूरा कर दिया था। होती है चलती है वाला मामला नहीं, ठान लिया है तो करके रहना है। यहां बिजली पैदा होती है हाइड्रो से, फल सब्जी के लिए उपजाऊ जमीन है और रोजगार के अनंत अवसर देने वाला पर्यटन यहां पर है। इन अवसरों के सामने बेहतर कनेक्टिविटी का अभाव सबसे बड़ी रुकावट थी। 2014 के बाद से हिमाचल प्रदेश में बेहतरीन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर गांव-गांव तक पहुंचाने का प्रयास हो रहा है। आज हिमाचल की सड़कों को चौड़ा करने का काम भी चारों तरफ चल रहा है। हिमाचल में इस समय कनेक्टिविटी के कामों पर लगभग 50,000 करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए जा रहे हैं। पिंजौर से नालागढ़ हाईवे के 4 लेन का काम जब पूरा हो जाएगा, तब औद्योगिक क्षेत्र नालागढ़ और बद्दी को तो लाभ होगा ही, चंडीगढ़ और अंबाला से बिलासपुर मंडी और मनाली की तरफ जाने वाले यात्रियों की भी सुविधा बढ़ने वाली है। यही नहीं, हिमाचल के लोगों को घुमावदार रास्तों से मुक्ति दिलाने के लिए सुरंगों का जाल भी बिछाया जा रहा है। साथियों, डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी को लेकर भी हिमाचल में अभूतपूर्व काम हुआ है। पिछले 8 वर्षों में मेड इन इंडिया मोबाइल फोन सस्ते भी हुए और गांव-गांव में नेटवर्क भी पहुंचा है। बेहतर 4G कनेक्टिविटी के कारण हिमाचल प्रदेश डिजिटल लेन देन भी बहुत तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहा है। डिजिटल इंडिया का सबसे अधिक लाभ सबसे अधिक किसी को हो रहा है तो मेरे हिमाचल के भाइयों बहनों को हो रहा है, मेरे हिमाचल के नागरिकों को हो रहा है। वरना बिल भरने से लेकर बैंक से जुड़े काम हो, एडमिशन हो, एप्लीकेशन हो, ऐसे हर छोटे छोटे काम के लिए पहाड़ से नीचे उतर करके दफ्तरों में जाना एक एक दिन लगता था, कभी रात को रुकना पड़ता था। अब तो देश में पहली बार मेड इन इंडिया 5G सेवाएं भी शुरू हो चुकी है, जिसका लाभ हिमाचल को भी बहुत जल्दी मिलने वाला है। भारत ने ड्रोन को लेकर जो नियम बनाए बदले हैं उसके बाद, और मैं हिमाचल को इसके लिए भी बधाई देता हूं, देश में सबसे पहला राज्य हिमाचल है जिसने राज्य की ड्रोन पॉलिसी बनाई है। अब ड्रोन से ट्रांसपोर्टेशन के लिए ड्रोन का इस्तेमाल बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ने वाला है और इसलिए किन्नौर तक के हमारे अगर आलू भी है तो हम वहां से ड्रोन से उठा करके बड़ी मंडी में तुरंत ला सकते हैं। हमारे फल खराब हो जाते थे, ड्रोन से उठा करके ले आ सकते हैं। अनेक प्रकार के लाभ आने वाले दिनों में होने वाले हैं। इसी प्रकार का विकास जिससे हर नागरिक की सुविधा बढ़े, हर नागरिक समृद्धि से जुड़े, इसके लिए हम प्रयासरत हैं। यही विकसित भारत, विकसित हिमाचल प्रदेश के संकल्प को सिद्ध करेगा। मुझे खुशी है कि विजयादशमी के पावन पर्व पर विजयनाद करने का अवसर मिला और मुझे रणसिंगा फूंक करके विजय का आगाज करने का अवसर मिला और आप सबके इतने आशीर्वाद के बीच करने का अवसर मिला। मैं फिर एक बार एम्स सहित सभी विकास परियोजनाओं के लिए आप लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। दोनों मुट्ठी बंद करके मेरे साथ बोलिए, भारत माता की। पूरी ताकत से आवाज चाहिए, भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
And those are live visuals of Prime Minister Modi in Himachal Pradesh. Just a short while back, he inaugurated the Bilaspur All India Institute of Medical Sciences. The Prime Minister, in his speech there, praised the people of Himachal Pradesh and lauded the immense strides forward that the state has taken over the past few years.
हिमाचल वासियों की ओर से माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का आभार। हजारों करोड़ रुपए की विकास परियोजना।
The world supermarket. World is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
वीर नौजवानों ने अपने इस क्षेत्र को बचाया न होता तो आज यहां पर भी पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर जैसा हाल होता.
In Baramulla, Amit Shah snubs Gupkar on Pakistan talks, says would rather speak to youth of Jammu and Kashmir.
पूरी पारदर्शिता के साथ कश्मीर के अंदर चुनाव करा दिए जाएंगे. आपके खुद के चुने हुए नुमाइंदे यहां पर शासन करेंगे.
Amit Shah puts a timeline on Kashmir polls, says elections when Kashmir is ready. Prime Minister Modi in Himachal Pradesh inaugurates projects and celebrates Dussehra in Kulu. A big tribute to the forces. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh celebrates Dussehra with forces in Uttarakhand.
भारत माता की जय. भारतीय सेना की जय. भारतीय सेना की जय. भारतीय सेना की जय. वाइस ग्रेजुएट अशोक पैटर्न की जय.
TRS renamed Bharata Rashtra Samiti as KCR goes national now. It's Uddhav's rally versus Shinde's rally in Mumbai. Biggest political showdown this Dussehra. Army chopper crashes in Tawang at around 10 in the morning. Further details awaited. Hello and welcome to this edition of Live and Breaking. I'm Rukma. In our top story, we start off with breaking news coming in from Arunachal Pradesh. News coming in now of an army chopper crashing in Tawang. 2 pilots were in the chopper. One is critical, one is out of danger. The crash site is 65 kilometers from Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. The crash took place at around 10 this morning. And joining us for all the latest updates on this is our correspondent Aniruddha, joining us from Guwahati. Aniruddha, what's the latest news coming in now? 2 pilots in that ill-fated chopper. We are hearing that one is critical, the other is out of danger. But what other details besides that do you have?
Yes, Rukma, it was an Army Aviation Sita helicopter that has crashed in Lungla, around 65 kilometers away from the district headquarters of Tawang. Both the pilots were evacuated to the nearest military hospital, but while undergoing treatment, the pilot who was critically injured has succumbed to his injury. This is the breaking news at this moment in time, whereas the another pilot is reportedly safe and is undergoing treatment. The region of the chopper crash is yet to be ascertained, but we are getting to know that it might be due to low-flying clouds which have obstructed the view as the chopper was making its way through the valley while following the river in Lungla. The region is yet to be ascertained and investigation is underway. We are getting to know the army has already issued an statement confirming the death of one pilot. We are in a short while from now, we are expecting to get the names of both the pilot who were there in this, on board this ill-fated chopper that has crashed in Tawang sector in Lungla around 10 a.m. Today. Meanwhile, Republic TV brings you the visuals from the crash site and also the visuals of evacuation of both the pilots to the nearest army hospital, where one pilot has succumbed to his injuries and another is reportedly safe. This has been informed by the Indian Army spokesperson here in Tezpur, under which area, under the 3-core area where this chopper crash has happened, Rukma.
Right, earlier in the day, Anirudh, you were telling us about how treacherous this terrain is, how treacherous this entire area is, one of the most dangerous flying zones in, can we say, on the entire continent. So clearly, this chopper crashing, well, it's definitely very bad news. One of the pilots, as you told us, is out of danger. Well, any information from him? Is he conscious? Any information regarding him? What is the army saying? Because, well, investigations will be going in, but as of now, eyewitness, any details emerging about why that chopper really crashed? What happened?
Yeah, yes, Rukma, sources which are close to the crash site have said that the weather condition there was a bit inclement. It was a cloudy weather at that place where the chopper crash have happened, and we are also getting to know that though the region of the crash is being ascertained, in all likelihood it is because of inclement weather that this crash has happened. happened. Let me also tell you that, as you also pointed out, Rukma, this region is infamous for super crashes, and also that because of inclement weather and high mountain passes, it is very difficult for the pilots to navigate through and also to get in and out.
Right, very difficult to maneuver here in this terrain, very hilly terrain, and the atmospheric pressure, well, all other conditions considered. Let's go across. Anirudh will be coming back to you, but now I have with me on the phone line Group Captain Augustine Vinod. Group Captain Vinod, when we talk about this plane crash, your thoughts at this point? One of the pilots has lost his life. The other is out of danger. That's what army sources are telling our reporter Anirudh there in Guwahati. But, well, your thoughts at this point?
I have the distinction of serving in the Northeast for the longest time. And traveled this valley, I don't know how many times, and flown inside this valley again, I don't know how many times, of course, in a fighter aircraft like a MiG-21. So, I've seen many such crashes, and like your reporter brought out, inclement weather being one of the major causes. But there is also other dangers that are involved with mountains. In fact, I've written an article about it as well. There are something called mountain waves. Then you have, turbulence associated inside the valley. Then you also have something like, downdrafts, which can happen out of the blue. So, flying inside mountain, even for a fixed wing or for an helicopter, is not an easy task. Recently, not very recently, but yeah, about a year and a half ago, you must have heard about that Mi-17 while carrying out a paradrop, had parachute entangling, and that crashed. I lost a coast mate of mine in an AN-32 near Michuka.
Right.
Sukhoi 30 was lost as it was entering the valley in the very similar area where this helicopter crashed. So, flying inside valley requires a little bit of practice, a little bit of patience, a little bit of respecting the mountain gods. So, this incident, we also lost, if you remember, in the mountains, the CDS. So, flying in mountains is fraught with a lot of dangers. And my heart goes out to the pilot who lost his life, and may God be with him. Over to you, ma'am.
Right. Well, Group Captain Augustine Vinod, many thanks for joining us there. And we go back once again to Anirudh. Anirudh, as you told us, rescue teams were able to evacuate the two pilots from the crash site. And what are they telling you about their top? Are they still at the site? What is their topmost priority right now?
Yes, the crash site luckily was in an accessible area. It was close to a river in Lungla sector, and that was the reason why the evacuation process was initiated at the earliest possible time by around 11:30 a.m. Soon after the crash, both the pilots were evacuated to the nearest army base hospital, where they were undergoing treatment, where one pilot had succumbed to his injuries and another pilot is reportedly safe. The army and the locals immediately rushed to the spot as soon as they heard a boom sound of the chopper crash in that area, and soon after locating the wreckage of the Sita helicopter near the river, both the pilots were airlifted to the nearest army base hospital, and they were undergoing treatment there. One pilot had succumbed to his injuries and another is reportedly safe, as we have been pointing out. But yes, the evacuation at this time was very quick. The rescue operation was carried out swiftly, and that is a positive sign because otherwise
many thanks.
in Arunachal Pradesh,
Anirudh, will have to leave it at that for now. So it's a Cheetah helicopter that we're looking at. that has crashed in Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh. The crash, as our reporter told us, took place at around 10. The evacuation and the clearing up of the crash site was swiftly undertaken and completed very soon. Two of the two pilots who were in the chopper, one has sadly succumbed to his injuries, the other is out of danger. That's what army sources are telling our reporter. Meanwhile, investigations are underway into the cause of the crash. Moving on now to other top stories. The decision to re-Christian TRS as BRS has been taken in the general body meeting of the Telangana Rashtra Samiti. A resolution was passed by the TRS's general body. For this, party workers were seen celebrating the decision. So KCR there of the TRS, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, is to wade into national politics. That's the announcement. It's the relaunching and the re-christening of the Telangana Rashtra Samiti as the Bharata Rashtra Samiti from now on. So it's KCR's foray into national politics. K. Chandrasekhar Rao making that announcement, and Aneri to fill us in with all the details about this announcement. Aneri, we are looking at those visuals. KCR flanked by members of his party, leaders of his party there as the Telangana Rashtra Samiti goes national. Give us all the details.
Well, that's right, Rukma. We have been seeing that there was a general body meeting which was held here at the Telangana Bhavan, and later after that we saw that the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao along with Kumaraswamy, the JDS leader, had also arrived here, and the Telangana Chief Minister read out the resolution, the anonymous resolution which was passed by the general body meeting to change the TRS party name to Bharat Rashtra Samiti, that is BRS now, as a national party. And also at the same time we have been seeing that they have also written, the TRS General Secretary has also written a letter to the Election Commission of India to rename the TRS party as Bharat Rashtra Samiti. And also we have been seeing that this comes as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has planned that he would be going national, and this comes as we have been seeing the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao constantly criticizing the central government and says that there is an alternate, there's a need, there's a vacuum that needs to be filled in for an alternative front. And so he has now stated that the TRS party, which is said to be the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, has now been changed to Bharat Rashtra Samiti. Now we have been seeing that Kumaraswamy also came in support of the Telangana Chief Minister. Well, we are expecting that the Telangana CM KCR will be also holding a press conference. Well, we are yet to get a confirmation on that though. But yes, as we have been seeing Telangana Chief Minister going national, the party's name has been changed to Bharat Rashtra Samiti. And now, will there be an effort to form an anti-BJP alliance? Will the Congress be a part of that alliance also is a larger question, and who all will be a part of this alliance also remains to be seen.
Well, Aneri, when we talk about Kumaraswamy participating, that's a very interesting, those are very interesting optics there, Kumaraswamy with KCR. How do we understand that? Kumaraswamy's support for KCR's leadership, or what are we to understand from the JDS's kind of support for the BRS now, should we say?
Well, definitely we should say it as BRS, Rukma, because we have been seeing now that it's officially the TRS name has been changed to BRS. And now when we talk about Kumaraswamy coming in support of the Telangana Chief Minister, he came all the way from Karnataka to Hyderabad last night along with the 20 JDS leaders. They landed here in Hyderabad, where Telangana Minister and the working president K.T. Rama Rao was also there at the airport to receive them. Today morning also, before
also the decision came in to change the party's name. Kumaraswamy, along with the leaders, had met Telangana Chief Minister at Pragati Bhavan, and then he came here. So definitely a big support for KCR from the southern states. To be more specific, from the southern states, we see that Kumaraswamy has openly come in support of the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. Earlier also, we had seen how Telangana CM had met various leaders, let it be Nitish Kumar, MK Stalin or Arvind Kejriwal. Many of these leaders he has been meeting in the recent times. So will they also join hands with KCR also remains to be seen, because this is not the first time where we are seeing that there is an effort to make an alternate front or a new front to against the BJP. Well, earlier also we had seen Arvind Kejriwal hinting out at that there would be an alliance or there could be a front. Mamata Banerjee had also proposed to come up with a front, and now it's Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao who has plans that he would be going and forming a front. Will this be a successful one or not remains to be seen, and what would be the strategy also is a larger question now.
Right. Many thanks, Aneri, for joining us there. So visuals there, and Aneri telling us about, this move that has made the headlines so far. KCR moving on to national politics, renaming his party from it is now the Bharata Rashtra Samiti from the Telangana Rashtra Samiti. A big move there. He's joined by H.D. Kumaraswamy of the Janata Dal Secular. So, we'll be coming back to you, Aneri, for more as the day goes on. In other top stories, a video emerged from Khera in Gujarat where police were seen beating up those accused of pelting stones at a Garba procession in the town. Police are further accused of not having taken cognizance of the act till now. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, during his address at the annual Dussehra program, speaks about unity in society, stating how unity between men and women is important for this.
मातृशक्ति को सशक्त बनाना, प्रबुद्ध बनाना, उनको बराबरी के अधिकार से सार्वजनिक कार्यों में, परिवार के कार्यों में सर्वत्र निर्णय की स्वतंत्रता और निर्णय में बराबरी की साझेदारी देते हुए सक्रिय करना, इसकी आवश्यकता है.
Mohan Bhagwat goes on to speak about India's contribution towards global affairs such as the war in Ukraine and the economic crisis in Sri Lanka. Also about how the country's reputation had grown in recent years.
सांस्कृतिक प्रतीक, आर्थिक प्रगति के प्रतीक, हमारे देश के स्वाभिमान के प्रतीक, स्वतंत्रता के लिए जिन्होंने अपना प्राणार्पण किया, उनके गौरव के प्रतीक कैसे कैसे खड़े हो रहे, उसके पीछे अपने समाज का कर्तृत्व कैसे दौड़ रहा है, इस सारा वर्णन आपने भी सुना है. इस नवोत्थान की आहट को सुनकर हम भी प्रसन्न होते हैं और हम भी कदम से कदम मिलाकर आगे बढ़ने की इच्छा करते हैं.
While chairing a security review meet with Jammu and Kashmir officials along with other political parties in J&K, Jammu and Kashmir Apni Party Chief Altaf Bukhari meets Home Minister Amit Shah, demands restoration of Jammu and Kashmir's statehood, further demands elections in the Union Territory at the earliest. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arrives at military station in Oli in Himachal Pradesh in order to celebrate Vijay Dashami with armed forces personnel. Following a Shastra Puja on the occasion of Vijay Dashami at the military cantonment at Oli in Uttarakhand, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh speaks about a new motto and how if someone tries to disturb the peace in the country, they will not be spared.
हमको कोई आंख दिखाने की कोशिश करेगा, भारत किसी भी सूरत में उसे माफ नहीं करेगा. हम किसी को छेड़ते नहीं, लेकिन जो हमको छेड़ता है हम उसे छोड़ते भी नहीं।
A case of rash driving reported from Bengaluru near Yelahanka after biker crashes into a scooter as he speeds through a road and narrowly misses a vehicle earlier. Man on the scooter is later hospitalized for his injuries. Major fire at a hospital in Agra. With rescue operations undertaken at the site, at least 4 people reported to be in a critical condition as a result of the smoke they inhaled following the flames. 2 people, including the hospital operator, were reported killed due to suffocation, with the third reported to be in a critical condition. Indian Navy will soon have its first human-carrying drone developed by an Indian startup, Sagar Defence Engineering, thereby promoting India's Make in India efforts. PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti via social media post alleges she has been barred from travelling to Patan by the Jammu and Kashmir administration and the gates of her residence were locked from inside. Jammu and Kashmir police, however, later clarified there was no lock or restriction placed by the police at her residence and Mufti was free to travel to Patan.
इन नौजवानों ने अपने इस क्षेत्र को बचाया न होता तो आज यहां पर भी पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर जैसा हाल होता।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Floral tributes are being paid to Director General Prisons H.K. Lohia, who was brutally murdered by one of his servants on October 3rd. The case has been cracked by the Jammu and Kashmir police, and now the senior officials who have served along with Lohia's in various capacities as SSP, DIG and other ranks. Lohia has been very active and has worked in the terror-infested areas as well. He was on the central deputation from year 2016 to 2022. Earlier this year he returned from the central deputation, and he was given the charge of the additional DG headquarters of the Home Guard, and then he was promoted to the DGP rank and was looking after the crucial charge of Director General of the prisons for over 4 months' time. Now the floral tributes are being paid to this brave heart of the Jammu and Kashmir police who was brutally murdered. The case now stands soil, and this incident has shocked the entire Jammu and Kashmir police and also the general public who has seen this officer working on ground. For more, stay tuned to Republic TV right after this short break.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. World is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. 2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ankit Prasad and you are watching Live and Breaking on Republic. We have a large number of stories to tell you about today. We'll dive right into them, starting off with the headlines.
अपने इस क्षेत्र को बचाया न होता तो आज यहाँ पर भी पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर जैसा हाल होता.
In Baramulla, Amit Shah snubs Gupkar on Pakistan talks, says would rather speak to the youth of Jammu and Kashmir.
पूरी पारदर्शिता के साथ कश्मीर के अंदर चुनाव करा दिए जाएंगे. आपके खुद के चुने हुए नुमाइंदे यहाँ पर शासन करेंगे.
Shah puts a timeline on Kashmir polls, says elections when Kashmir is ready. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Himachal Pradesh, inaugurates projects and celebrates Dussehra in Kullu.
भारत माता की जय. भारतीय सेना की जय. भारतीय सेना की जय. भारतीय सेना की जय. वाइस कैनेडियन अशोक का पलटन की जय.
A big tribute to the forces. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh celebrates Dussehra with our Jawans in Uttarakhand. TRS renamed as the Bharata Rashtra Samiti as KCR goes national. It's Uddhav's rally versus Shinde's rally in Mumbai, the biggest political showdown this Dussehra. An army chopper crashes in Tawang. It happened at around 10 a.m. Further details on the condition of the pilots is awaited. Viewers, the stage is set in Mumbai for the biggest Sena versus Sena showdown, the first one since the vertical split between the two, as the Uddhav camp and the Shinde camp hold back-to-back rallies in Mumbai. The famed Dussehra rally that takes place every year is now being held at two venues because there are two Senas, and we have our reporters at both venues. At the Shivaji Park, where Uddhav Thackeray's faction is going to hold its rally, and also at the MMRDA ground in BKC, where the Shinde faction is going to hold its rally. We'll be joined very shortly by Alisha, Sandeep and Shivangi, and I think Shivangi is with us already. We'd like to go across to her. I believe, Shivangi, you are at the Uddhav Thackeray rally venue, that is Shivaji Park. Let's go across to you first, Shivangi. What are you witnessing right now? How are the preparations? I do also believe that Aditya Thackeray had visited the venue late last night to check on preparations. Is the stage set, Shivangi?
Right. Well, right now we are at the venue. In fact, Sandeep, Republic TV's correspondent, was also here since morning. I came around a few hours ago, but before we talk to Sandeep and tell you what's happening, let me tell you what's happening. We can see a lot of drums here. You can see a lot of crowd gathering at this point of time. Viewers, you can see that slowly people are coming. Now the event will start around 6 p.m. onwards. So that's when that's a deadline for assembling people. That's what we are learning so far. But essentially, slowly, we are seeing the crowd is gathering here. We have been speaking, in fact, to a lot of people. In fact, all of them, Ankit, and I want to tell the viewers as well, they are quite excited for the rally. And their reason is this. And this is why we're also on this story. Is because for the first time after 56 years of Shiv Sena's inception, there will be two Shiv Sena rallies. So I am also being joined by Sandeep. Sandeep, you have been here since morning and you have been covering Mumbai politics, Maharashtra politics.
this is very, very significant because after the Shiv Sena split, this is going to be a mega rally. Basically, Shiv Sena versus Shiv Sena. Sandeep.
See, it will be a mega rally, and both the faction, whether it is Uddhav Thackeray faction or Eknath Shinde faction, both of them will have, in fact, a responsibility to come up with more and more audience and more people in their rallies. What is more important out here is the thoughts of Uddhav Thackeray. What attack he will be making on Eknath Shinde and what kind of answer will be given by Eknath Shinde at the ground at BKC. So definitely it will be very much crucial and important to see. And as far as the teasers are concerned, remember there was a teaser war between both of them. Whether it is
we're talking about the posters, right? The poster war as well. I just want our viewers to have a look, Sandeep. I want our viewers to also have a look at what's happening now. The crowd has been barricaded away. There are barricades here. We are at the media stand right now, but the crowd is quite far away from where we are because we are right now at the media stand. That side is when a lot of supporters and workers are coming, assembling for the rally. Now, I want to tell our viewers one more thing is that there will be a lot of talk in the rallies about who is really deviating from the Hindutva ideology. That is something, Ankit, and I want to tell our viewers as well, that is something to watch out for in the rally by both the leaders, Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde. And Ankit, when we talk about the kind of security, there's a lot of security put in place right now. I just want that if my camera person can show the security shots. These are security. Security is at every corner. It's in every corner of this Shivaji Park. And Shivaji Park, viewers, is the largest park in Mumbai. And that is why Uddhav Thackeray was extremely persistent in making sure that he holds a rally at Shivaji Park. They even went to Bombay High Court, viewers. They even went to Bombay High Court for this. Of course, big relief coming in from the Bombay High Court, which had let Uddhav Thackeray hold that rally, and Eknath Shinde camp holding the rally at the MRDA grounds, the BKC Maidan. That's where Eknath Shinde camp is holding the rally. Now you can see, if my viewers can hear the dhak sound, now it is definitely Dussehra. So there's a pandal right next door where we are hearing dhak sounds. But in the rally itself, viewers, you can hear the dhak sounds coming from Shivaji Park. It is definitely something that, they are very excited about because they will be waiting for Uddhav Thackeray to speak today. And it is also a show of strength. We have to wait and watch, viewers. And Ankit, I also want to drill in this point, is that today is basically like a mega fight. Not just for the legacy of Bal Thackeray, but also how many people will turn up today at Uddhav Thackeray's rally and how many people will turn up today at Eknath Shinde's rally. That is something we have to watch out for because the crowds will dictate who has support. Remember, this time, Eknath Shinde camp, Uddhav Thackeray camp completely split at this point of time. After we saw what happened, the Shiv Sena government had fallen. Uddhav Thackeray had to resign. In fact, Republic TV covered every minute of that story. And right now, we can see a big, big fight. BMC elections are coming up, viewers. And that is also important because today's rally will also kind of give us a clue in what to expect when it comes to BMC elections. You can see that slowly the crowd is gathering strength, but of course, Alisha is at BKC Maidan. Once we also go to Alisha, we'll understand how much crowd has gathered there because this is a very, very significant point, Ankit, I'm making right now. Ankit, over to you. So I just want our viewers to understand that we'll be keeping an eye here and we'll see it's a show of strength and it is, of course, a fight over Bal Thackeray's legacy as well. Ankit, over to you.
Absolutely, Shivangi. We'll be right back to you. We also have Alisha at the MMRDA ground. And Alisha, I think what everyone is interested in seeing is what kind of crowd the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Eknath Shinde, manages to pull. What are you witnessing there right now? How are the preparations? Tell us and show us.
Well, Ankit, the stage is all set for the Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde to address the Dussehra rally. I'll request my video journalist Sami to show you the visuals of the stage. But yes, there are even the supporters who has already reached since morning because we have been reporting here since the morning and we have been witnessing that just to show the strength and clearly mention what has been mentioned in the teaser that was released by Eknath Shinde fraction, clearly saying that these are the real Shiv Sainik because we are, this government is for the people. But what is the significance significance of this Dussehra rally. That I need to tell some of the point, because Dussehra rally is something it's been celebrated back 56 years ago on 30th October 1966, which was the first Shiv Sena founder Baba Thackeray has shed dyes in Shivaji Park, Shiv Tirtha, where my colleague Shivangi and Sandeep has been reporting from. So that was the first time when Baba Thackeray has addressed the gathered, and not only the Mumbaikars but also from the people, the Marathi youth people, he has addressed for the strength and to get the identity of the Marathi people. So that was the first time, as I mentioned, that it was 30th October 1966 where Baba Thackeray has first started with the Dussehra Melawa, and that is from where the legacy has been ongoing since. But what is the significance at this point of time and the visuals that you have been...
Viewers, this has now become the Bharata Rashtra Samiti, and there you can see its supreme leader, that is Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao. He is just leaving the venue, and you can see that there is also a glimpse of celebration in the air. Pink is the color, that is the party colors, of course, and there was a hint of gulal there also. And these are visuals coming in of the Bharata Rashtra Samiti. It is a new party. The TRS, erstwhile TRS, has gone.
Resolution करके BRS पार्टी आज से डिक्लेयर हो गया. ये बहुत बड़ा हिंदुस्तान में पूरे शोर मचा रहे सब लोग. आना, ये पार्टी आना जरूरी है. केसीआर जो लीडरशिप में तेलंगाना में जो भी अभी तक जो अच्छे काम हुआ, आगे पूरे देश में भी यही पूरे काम हो गए. तो आओ सब लोग, आप जो काश्तकार भाई हो, जो दलित बंधु, जो गिरिजन हो, सबके लिए फायदा होगा. मैंने कुमार स्वामी जी है, दलित लीडर और तमिलनाडु से भी आए, सब लोग वेलकम कर रहे हैं, हम भी वेलकम कर रहे हैं. बहुत अच्छा डिसीजन हमारे सीएम साहब केसीआर के लिए, उनको हम स्वागत करते हैं. थैंक यू.
And so there you heard the views of a TRS leader, now I should say BRS leader, and further visuals coming in of the celebrations going on there. We have Aneri reporting for us. Aneri, just tell us what has transpired at this massive meeting of the TRS, or should I say the BRS, and how will the BRS be different now? What more can you tell us?
Well, that's right, Ankit. We have been seeing that the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao announced that now the TRS will be named as the Bharat Rashtra Samiti, and also at the same time there is a general body meeting which anonymously passed a resolution to change the party name from TRS to Bharat Rashtra Samiti, and also at the same time we see that coming in support of the Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, it was H.D. Kumaraswamy along with the JDS leader came in support all the way from Karnataka to Hyderabad. They landed down, and now we see that Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao officially announced that the Telangana Rashtra Samiti will be now named as Bharat Rashtra Samiti as a national party. So we have been seeing how the Telangana Chief Minister has been criticizing the central government over various issues, and he has been hinting out since a long time. Telangana Chief Minister has been hinting out that there is a need of an alternative front. He has been meeting various leaders earlier. Also, during one of the public meetings, Telangana Chief Minister had also announced free power to the farmers across the country. So that was one of the major announcements which was made. But now, as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has announced that now the TRS will be named as the Bharat Rashtra Samiti, we see that there are various programs. Well, what will be the next plan remains to be seen. What will be the strategy also remains to be seen. Also at the same time, Telangana Chief Minister in the recent...
Viewers, we have breaking news coming in also from Mumbai with regards to a call that was received at, I believe, the HN Reliance Hospital regarding a threat. A caller had called at about 12:57 p.m. and had warned of a bomb threat. He had threatened rather to blow up the hospital, and has also issued threats naming specific people as well. The Mumbai police has reiterated here that there is an offense in this incident that is being registered right now at the DB Marg police station, and investigation is underway. This is a breaking piece of news that has come in. The call was received at the HN Reliance Hospital in Mumbai at 12:57 p.m. The person had called from an unknown number and had threatened to blow up the hospital, also issuing threats in the name of certain persons. We have Alisha now joining us on the phone. Alisha, tell us more about this threat that has been received. What did the person threaten and what is the Mumbai police doing?
So that is an information and the official statement that has been released by Mumbai Police, clearly stating that a call was received on a landline number of HN Reliance Foundation Hospital. That was around 1 p.m. Today from an unknown number, in which the caller has threatened to blow up the hospital and also issued threat in the name of some member of Ambani family. So in the entire case, the police, which has been looking into the matter, the offence in the same incident has been registered at DB Marg police station, and the further investigation in the same matter is been underway by the Mumbai police.
Right. Alisha, stay with us. Alisha, so 12:57 p.m. you're telling us that HN Reliance Hospital received a phone call and the person also threatened naming specific members of the Ambani family. Is that where the currently the situation is, and has the FIR been registered? Can you also tell us about that?
Well, Ankit, if we go to the statement that has been given by Mumbai Police, which clearly mentioned that there was a call that was made by an unknown number to the caller of HN Reliance Foundation Hospital and clearly threatened to blow up the hospital and also issue some threats in the name of some member of Ambani family. So we'll wait for an official more statement which will give a detailed statement over this incident. But yes, as of now, the offence has already been registered in DB Marg police station and police is still investigating into the matter.
Right. So that is the breaking update we have, viewers, for you at the moment. A bomb threat received at the HN Reliance Foundation Hospital from an unknown number, and the police are on it. They have registered an offence and are beginning their investigation. Viewers, we have a lot more news coming up. In Baramulla, Amit Shah delivered a snub to the Gupkar on talks with Pakistan. He said he would rather speak to the youth of Jammu and Kashmir. And also, it's the Uddhav rally versus the Shinde rally in Mumbai. It's the biggest political showdown in the Shiv Sena this Dussehra. We'll get you ground reports after this break. Stay with us.
The world supermarket. World is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. 2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
"25 people were killed in a bus accident in Pauri Garhwal in the Birokhal area of Dhumakot in Uttarakhand. The bus was carrying a wedding procession of about 45 to 50 people as it fell into a gorge near the Simli village. Police and SDRF team rescued 21 people overnight and moved them to the nearby hospitals. With the rescue operation still underway, leaders of the country expressed their deepest condolences. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Draupadi Murmu conveyed passion to the families of the deceased. They promised full assistance to the families of the deceased and the injured. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
And viewers, a lot more coming up. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Himachal Pradesh. He's inaugurated projects and he's celebrating Dussehra in Kullu. More on that after a short break. Stay with us.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit. The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Viewers, there's a lot going on across the country, from Amit Shah in Kashmir to the Prime Minister in Himachal Pradesh to KCR's national ambitions in Telangana. Let's take a look at some of the top stories right now. A video emerged from Kheda in Gujarat where police were seen beating up those accused of pelting stones at a Garba procession in the town. The police is further accused of not having taken cognizance of the act till now. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, during his address at the annual Dussehra program, spoke about unity in society, stating how unity between men and women was important for the same.
मातृशक्ति को सशक्त बनाना, प्रबुद्ध बनाना, उनको बराबरी के अधिकार से सार्वजनिक कार्यों में, परिवार के कार्यों में सर्वत्र निर्णय की स्वतंत्रता और निर्णय में बराबरी की साझेदारी देते हुए सक्रिय करना, इसकी आवश्यकता है.
Mohan Bhagwat went on to speak about India's contribution in global affairs such as the war in Ukraine and the economic crisis in Sri Lanka, talking about how the country's reputation had grown in recent years.
प्रतीक, आर्थिक प्रगति के प्रतीक, हमारे देश के स्वाभिमान के प्रतीक, स्वतंत्रता के लिए जिन्होंने अपना प्राणार्पण किया, उनके गौरव के प्रतीक कैसे कैसे खड़े हो रहे हैं, उसके पीछे अपने समाज का कर्तृत्व कैसे दौड़ रहा है, इस सारा वर्णन आपने भी सुना है.
While chairing a security review meeting with J&K officials along with other political parties in Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu Kashmir Apni Party Chief Altaf Bukhari met Home Minister Amit Shah and demanded the restoration of the Union Territory's statehood, further seeking elections in the UT at the earliest. Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh arrived at the military station at Auli in Himachal Pradesh in order to celebrate Vijay Dashmi with armed forces personnel. Following a Shastra Puja on the occasion of Vijay Dashmi at the military cantonment at Auli, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh spoke about a new motto where he spoke about how if someone tried to disturb the country, they wouldn't be spared. Viewers, a lot more coming up. In Baramulla, Amit Shah snubs the Gupkar on talks with Pakistan, says he would rather speak to the youth of J&K. And it's Uddhav's rally versus Eknath Shinde's rally in Mumbai, the biggest political showdown this Dussehra. Visuals and on-ground reports coming up after a short break. Stay with us.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal.
Serving officer being brutally murdered by a domestic servant, and now a terror group coming into the light by claiming the responsibility. The Home Minister has now reached the darbar of Shri Mata Vaishno Devi.
The person was seen pouring petrol on his bike and burning after he was coming in a wrong direction, and police officials were trying to stop him.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
These are the first indigenously developed light combat helicopters.
The flight, coming in from Iran, from Tehran, there was a bomb threat on board the flight. India stopped the plane from landing in Delhi.
This is one of the major breakdown by the Hyderabad City Police.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Good afternoon. You're watching Superfast 50 at 3 p.m. I'm Suesha Sound. Beginning with the first story, addressing a rally at Baramulla, Home Minister Amit Shah spoke about how he was asked to talk to the people of Pakistan but would rather talk to the people of Kashmir, further talking about the wish to end separatism and terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir.
मुझे सलाह देते हैं कि पाकिस्तान से बातचीत करो। मुझे सलाह देते हैं जिन्होंने 70 साल तक यहाँ राज किया, वो लोग सलाह देते हैं पाकिस्तान से बात करो। मेरा स्पष्ट मत है, मैं पाकिस्तान से बात करना नहीं चाहता। मेरे बारामूला के गुर्जर पहाड़ी और बकरवाल भाई हो गए मुझे बात करना। मैं कश्मीर के युवाओं को बात करना।
Home Minister further spoke about the reservations for Pahadis mentioned at the previous rally at Rajouri, stating how Pahadis would now get reservation with the move made possible following the revocation of Article 370.
आप लोगों को अब तक आरक्षण मिलता था क्या बताइए? मिलता था? शिक्षा में भी नहीं मिलता था, सरकारी नौकरियों में भी नहीं मिलता था, चुनाव के अंदर भी आपको आरक्षण नहीं मिलता। मोदी जी ने धारा 370 हटाई और अब एसटी का आरक्षण मिलेगा।
Inaugurating the AIIMS at Bilaspur, the Prime Minister spoke about the difficulties that were faced for the development of the institution at the district.
हिमाचल तो मेरा छोटा सा राज्य है, लेकिन ये वीरों की धरती है और इसलिए चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? ये चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? आपके हिमाचल में बन रहा है। दुनिया भर के बड़े बड़े लोग यहां आएंगे।
Prime Minister further spoke about how the country had accepted modern thinking, talking about how the number of institutions had increased in Himachal Pradesh.
जब देश और दुनिया के लोग हिंदुस्तान में मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट के लिए आना चाहेंगे, तो यहाँ का प्राकृतिक सौंदर्य इतना बढ़िया है कि वे यहाँ आएंगे। एक प्रकार के उनके लिए आरोग्य का लाभ भी होगा और पर्यटन का भी लाभ होने वाला है। हिमाचल के तो दोनों हाथ में लड्डू है।
A huge clash ensued between Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde's camps as both held their rallies on the grounds of Dussehra Celebrations. While Shinde's Dussehra rally took place in BKC, Uddhav's camp rallied at the Shivaji Park in what is being called the biggest political showdown in Mumbai. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat at the annual Dussehra program in Nagpur laid emphasis on caste discrimination, stating untouchability is anti-
अंतर्बाह्य शुचित्व धारण करके तुम ये विचार करोगे तो ये करुणा संभव है, ये सत्य संभव है और उसके लिए तुमको तपश्चर्या करनी पड़ेगी। ये चार जिसमें नहीं है, इस चार में से एक का भी अधिक्षेप या तिरस्कार जिस बात में होता है वो अधर्म है, चाहे वो चलता आया।
RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat, during his address at the annual Dussehra program, spoke about unity in the society, stating how unity between men and women was important for the same. Mohan Bhagwat went on to speak about India's contribution in global affairs such as the war in Ukraine and the economic crisis in Sri Lanka, talking about how the country's reputation had grown in the world in the recent years.
उनको बराबरी के अधिकार से सार्वजनिक कार्यों में, परिवार के कार्यों में सर्वत्र निर्णय की स्वतंत्रता और निर्णय में बराबरी की साझेदारी देते हुए सक्रिय करना, इसकी आवश्यकता है।
PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti, via a social media post, alleged that she had been barred from travelling to Patan by the Jammu and Kashmir route and had locked the gates of her residence from inside. Jammu and Kashmir police, however, later clarified that there were no locks or restrictions that had been imposed by the police in and around her residence, and that she was completely free to travel to Patan if she wished so. It comes as a big setback to the Grand Old Party as Harsh Ribidia quit the Congress and is likely to join the BJP. The Vadra Congress huddles over assembly seat with Ribidia's big move. An army helicopter crashed at Tawang in Arunachal Pradesh with two pilots in the helicopter at the same time of the crash, with one reported to be critical while the other is dead. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arrived at the military station in Oli in Himachal Pradesh in order to celebrate Vijay Dashmi with the armed forces personnel. Following a Shastra Puja on the occasion of Vijay Dashmi at the military cantonment in Oli in Uttarakhand, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh spoke about a new motto where he spoke about how if someone tried to disturb the country, they wouldn't be spared.
की कोशिश करेगा, भारत किसी भी सूरत में उसे माफ नहीं करेगा। हम किसी को छेड़ते नहीं, लेकिन जो हमको छेड़ता है हम उसे छोड़ते भी नहीं।
6 injured mountaineers evacuated by a chopper of the 12th ITBP battalion arrived at Matli in Uttarkashi. The mountaineers were evacuated from the Draupadi Ka Danda 2 peak from the Gangotri ranges in Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand Chief Minister monitored the search and rescue operations by being physically present at Matli for the operations. At least 27 people remain missing as the army and NDRF, while the other agencies also took part in the operations. A double collision took place at the Bandra Worli Sea Link in Mumbai, with the accident leading to the death of 5 people and injuries to at least 13. 8 people are currently being treated for their injuries at the accident site. A bus en route to Kanda Tala in Uttarakhand fell into a gorge in at least 350 meters deep near the village of Simdi in Lansdowne was seen. At least 12 bodies were recovered from the bus, with at least 45 people in the bus. At the time of the accident, Uttarakhand Chief Minister announced that rescue operations were being undertaken at the site. Elaborate preparations were made ahead of the announcement of the name for the national wing of the TRS, with speculation rife of the TRS itself being given a name indicating its national nature, with CM KCR choosing Dussehra as the date for the announcement. Names like Bharatiya Rashtriya Samiti were floated as far as the possible naming of the new party is concerned. Final rites of the DG Prisons HK Lohia was scheduled to be conducted today. The CIA earlier arrived at Jammu to join the investigation, while the Jammu and Kashmir police had stated that no angle of terror had emerged. However, the interrogation of the main accused is still in progress. PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti, via a social media post, alleged that she had been barred from travelling to Patan. However, the Jammu and Kashmir police has completely denied this. Into separate encounters with the security forces in Jammu and Kashmir, the police gunned down 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists in the Drach area of Shopia and Lashkar-e-Taliban terrorist in the Mulu area of South Kashmir. Indian Navy would soon have its first human-carrying drone developed by an Indian startup, Sagar Defence Engineering, thereby promoting India's Make in India efforts. A video emerged from Kheda in Gujarat, where the police were seen beating up those who were accused of pelting stones at the Garba procession in town. The police further accused of not having taken cognizance of the act until now. A case of rash driving was reported from Bengaluru near Yelahanka after a biker had crashed into a scooter. He had sped through a road and narrowly missed a vehicle earlier. The man on the scooter was later hospitalized due to injuries. A woman died after she committed suicide in the Pudukottai area of Tamil Nadu, leaving a note behind that blamed a DMK functionary for abetment of suicide. The deceased, who has been identified as Kokila, hanged herself to death. In the note, she accused the DMK functionary and his wife of threatening her with the fake murder charges. Delhi Disaster Management Authority, that is DDA, has decided to stop levying a 500 rupee fine for not wearing masks at public places in Delhi from the 1st of October. Meanwhile, services of healthcare workers hired on contract in COVID hospitals is to be extended till the end of this year. A massive fire broke out due to a short circuit in a private hospital in Agra. The hospital owner and his 2 teenage children died because of injuries in that mishap. The owner's family resided on the first floor and the building, first floor of the building, I beg your pardon, and were trapped while other patients were being evacuated safely. A civilian was shot dead in Jammu and Kashmir's Pulwama district after terrorists had opened fire in the district in broad daylight. A new NASA simulation showed the formation of the moon much faster than previously thought, following the collision of a Mars-sized object dimorphous with planet Earth. Astronomers Matthew Knight of the US Naval Research Laboratory along with Lowell Observatory's Terry Carretta captured the scene from miles away in Chile using the Southern Astrophysical Research Telescope. And on to international updates now. Ukraine's First Lady Olena Zelenska spoke at the Poland Security Forum, a 2-day gathering of transatlantic leaders in the capital Warsaw. Zelenska thanked Poland and other allies for their constant support to her country, adding that assistance given to Ukraine is a strategic investment in the security and stability of the region, Europe, and the world as a whole. According to a data released by the United Nations, thousands of people, including nearly 900 children under the age of 5, were dead while being treated for malnutrition. This came after hundreds of thousands of lives were affected in two of the country's worst droughted areas. A famine will soon be declared in Somalia following this nightmare drought witnessed in decades in the Horn of Africa. The Australian Parliament rape trial entered into its second day as Brittany Higgins became the first witness to testify against the 27-year-old Bruce Lehrmann, who had pleaded not guilty in the Australian Capital Territory. Supreme Court is yet to charge the rape back. In March 2019, a former government staffer had filed the case claiming that she was raped by Lehrmann in the Australia's Parliament House. Even after constant requests from the authorities to abandon their homes due to the aftermath of the horrific storm Hurricane Ian, the Pine Island couple did not leave their compound, while Peratino and his partner Lawrence Stepp could not give up on their two lemurs and a flock of 275 parrots, including some of the world's rarest, and hence took a rescue mission, Operation Noah's Ark. The mission aimed to catch, cage and ferry the birds off the island. Brazil's presidential candidates reached out to the country's religious communities to draw voters of faith as a part of their campaign for what is expected to be an intense fight as far as right chair Bolsonaro will face leftist Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. The South Korean and United States militaries fired 4 Army tactical missile systems missiles towards the EC in response to North Korea's latest ballistic missile provocation. The live fire drill was aimed at demonstrating precision strike capabilities against North Korea. North Korea earlier had conducted its longest ever weapons test over Japan, which could reach the US Pacific territory of Guam and beyond, forcing the Japanese government to issue evacuation alerts and halt raids. The shattered people of the recently retaken village of Shandri Hollow village in the Donetsk region are struggling to put their lives back together post the damage caused in Russian occupation for almost half a year. The village was reclaimed by Ukraine on the 26th of September, but its residents continue to live without electricity and running water. Frenchman Alain Aspect said that he was really taken by surprise when he found out about the year's Nobel Prize in Physics, which he shared with American John F. Clauser and Austrian Anton Zeilinger jointly. The 3 scientists were cited by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences for proving that tiny particles could retain a connection with each other even when separated.
I think it shows that quantum, which is fantastic, has been here on the agenda for more than 1 century, and there is still a lot of mysteries, of strange things to discover in the quantum. It shows that the quantum is still alive. Because of course, this prize today, in my opinion, is anticipating one that will be one day on quantum technologies.
The intense saga of Elon Musk's on and off purchase of Twitter finally took a turn towards a conclusion after he proposed to buy the company at the originally agreed price of $44 billion. The Tesla CEO made the surprising turnaround not on Twitter, but in a letter which the company had disclosed in a filing yesterday with the US Securities and Exchange Commission. Musk's move surfaced in less than 2 weeks before a trial between the two parties is scheduled to start in Delaware. After almost a month of the Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry announcing a rise in fuel prices, the country still finds itself in a state of chaos and near complete paralysis not seen in decades. The price hike resulted in protests with roads blocked, scarce fuel and businesses shut down. Haiti's most powerful gang even took to blocking access to the country's largest fuel terminal, stating that they will not back down until Henry steps down. And on to sports updates. Coming next, the fifth seeded Andrei Rublev of Russia defeated China's Xinzhen Zhang in straight sets by 6-3, 6-2 in less than 1 hour to reach the Astana Open quarter-finals. FIFA World Cup COO Colin Smith joined Living Football presenter Jessica Liberts in September to discuss final preparations for the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. Sun Woo Kwon of Korea defeats Mackenzie McDonald of United States in straight sets of 6-3, 6-7, 6-2 to enter the Japan Open quarterfinals. Kwon will be playing his first quarterfinal since winning his first ATP title at the Astana Open in September last year. Team Korea reached the quarterfinals of men's teams at the 2022 ITTF World Teams Championships after a 3-0 dominant win over Poland in Chengdu, China. Cho Seung-kim had a perfect start as he took Korea to lead over Samuel Kulzycki before teammates Jang Woojin and Cho De-song beat their Polish counterparts without losing a single game. Uzbekistan eliminated host Kuwait from the AFC Futsal Asian Cup with a 3-0 victory in the quarterfinals yesterday. The win booked Uzbekistan a semi-final spot against Japan. Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run of the season yesterday, breaking Roger Maris's American League record. The 30-year-old Yankees slugger drove a 1-1 slider from Texas right-hander Jesus Tinoco into the first couple of rows in left field when leading off the second game of New York's day-night doubleheader. Oman's Al Seeb booked their place in the finals of the AFC Cup for the very first time as they defeated Al Rifa of Bahrain in a 4-0 at home. Al Seeb will either face Kuala Lumpur, City of Malaysia or Uzbekistan's Sogdiana on the 22nd of October. Riley Rossov's strike of 100 not out of 48 balls gave South Africa a 49-run over India in the third T20 International at Indore's Holkar Stadium. Their victory led India to concern around a faltering bowling attack as pacers Harshal Patel, Mohammad Siraj, Umesh Yadav and Deepak Chahar leaked in excess of 11 runs per over. The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university for the 10th year by India Today, a testimony to Amity's world-class education whilst imbibing values and sanskars in students.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Four militants were killed in two separate encounters in Jammu and Kashmir. The security forces gunned down three Jaish-e-Mohammed militants in the Drach area of Shopian district and a Lashkar-e-Taiba militant in the Mulu area of the South Kashmir district. Vijay Kumar, the Additional Director General of Police, Kashmir, said that two of the three killed in the Drach operation were identified as Hanan bin Yaqub and Jamshed. He mentioned that both of them were involved in the killing of the Special Police Officer Javed Dar on 2nd October at Pinglana in Pulwama and a migrant labourer from West Bengal on September 24th. The Slade LET militant was reportedly hiding in a shop in Mulu till he was tracked down. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a nation. We will be a superpower. If there's something that I want to see in our lifetime, it is to have our best living years as a citizen of a superpower.
Now there's a new goal, Mission Superpower. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Amit Shinde versus Uddhav camp on the Dussehra rally. Maharashtra's Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will be holding a rally at the MMRDA ground while Uddhav Thackeray organizes his Dussehra event at Shivaji Park. The Telangana Rashtriya Samiti is likely to be renamed the Bharat Rashtriya Samiti as Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao preps for a national foray.
The world supermarket. The world is ours for the taking. Witness the India growth story. Republic Media Network brings you India's biggest economic summit.
Rescue operations in Uttarkashi will resume today as massive avalanche hit the Dokriani Bamak Glacier. Meanwhile, a 5-member team of the SDRF and 3 instructors were dropped by helicopter at the glacier.
2021, the Indian economy was all geared up.
We are headed for greatness as a
In Baramulla, Home Minister Amit Shah leads the way, refuses to use bulletproof equipment at rally.
पूरी पारदर्शिता के साथ कश्मीर के अंदर चुनाव करा दिए जाएंगे। आपके खुद के लोगों के नुमाइंदे यहाँ पर शासन करेंगे।
Amit Shah sets a timeline for Jammu and Kashmir elections. Big fight erupts. Will they fight or will they back out?
चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? ये चौथा मेडिकल डिवाइस पार्क कहां बन रहा है? आपके हिमाचल में बन रहा है।
Prime Minister Modi is in Himachal Pradesh. He inaugurated projects and celebrated Dussehra in Kullu. RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat breaks up the population debate again, says cannot ignore religion-based population imbalance. TRS renamed as Bharat Rashtra Samiti as KCR now goes national. It is Uddhav rally versus Shinde rally in Mumbai. It is the biggest political showdown in Dussehra. Just coming in, unstoppable global movement against the hijab is now getting stronger. An Iranian actor who is now fighting for anti-hijab movement in Mumbai. Those pictures on your screens coming in from the financial capital, where a Swedish politician went on to support this fight, and this is what is happening in Mumbai. An Iranian actor who is putting up a lone fight against the hijab. The hijab movement that is becoming unstoppable globally, getting bigger with every passing day. A Swedish politician who cut her hair in protest of the hijab. And now from the streets of Tehran to the EU Parliament, we also see parts of it in Mumbai. An Iranian actor who fought alone, she was protesting in Mumbai against the hijab. So we've been seeing several such revolting pictures from across the globe. Women on the streets, women from every walk of life, not just politicians or working women, but nothing is stopping them now. Be it from whatever profession, whatever age group, women are now fighting the hijab. You saw how the revolution got bigger after what had happened in Iran, and then of course in the EU Parliament, where a Swedish politician had cut her hair. And now even in India, we see how this Iranian actor is putting up a lone fight. She was protesting in Mumbai, and of course she had supporters, but she really held the baton herself in Mumbai at a time when we see Bollywood not even raising their voices against it. This Iranian actor protesting in Mumbai against the hijab. And really the larger picture that we get to witness at this point of the anger that is brewing within women of the regressive practice, as they say. This is the Iranian actor on your screens right now who's protesting alone in Mumbai against the hijab.
ये ऊपर मंदाना करीमी डालना। ले लेता
We're trying to get in touch with my colleague Alisha, who also is tracking how exactly is this Iranian actor putting up this fight in Mumbai, and whether she is getting in touch with other protesters too, both online and offline. But the woman who was seen in Mumbai, she's an Iranian actor, and she is also now fighting against the tradition of hijab. This at a time when we see the global fight getting bigger with every passing day. Women revolting in full force, coming out on the streets, holding protests, but most importantly, doing everything that defies the very practice of hijab. Zina Chaukat Ali now with me on the phone line. Zina Chaukat Ali, your response to the fight that is now reached Mumbai, but also the very fact that this woman is putting up a lone fight. She's an Iranian actor. We see the silence of Bollywood, and that becomes all the more obvious given that it is the city of Mumbai, where we see how actors, when they want to put up placards or when they want to put up social media posts against an opinion or for an opinion that they want to voice, they do that. But absolute silence on this, where this Iranian actor is putting up a lone fight. This at a time when we see the global fight getting bigger. A politician in the EU Parliament cut her hair.
I think that it's very sad, and the Iranian girls need the support, and we all have to stand up together, the women folk especially and the men folk, to support this. After all, what are they asking for? They're asking for the freedom of their choice to do what, to remove the veil, and they have shown that they have cut their hair, they have removed the veil. So the whole point is that I don't see why they should not get the support. I have been talking time and again that this kind of a dress code which is decent is prescribed by Islam, a dress code which is modest, but it doesn't mean that you have to enforce this kind of a code that the Iranian women are rejecting. And I think that as a Muslim woman, I would stand by her and stand by the women of Iran who want what they want, and things should go now according to what not according to what the mullahs say, but according to what the Quran and what Islam is talking about. So it's time now for us to stand together in unison to give full support to this.
Absolutely. Very true. And women must come together on this.
We have to stand together as Indian women, as women of the world, cutting across, caste, cutting across, all kind of boundaries, just to say that, there's another 17-year-old girl I've just received who's been dead. So, people cannot be killed on this account. And the regime of Iran, the former president is supporting, he said that one cannot go to extremes.
Yes.
And so are the clerics of Qom. There are writers, there are many people in Iran itself who are supporting these women. So it's not that...
Right. Zina Chaukat Ali, I request you to stay on with us. We also have other voices coming in. Brinda Adige and Pramila Nisargi are also with us on the phone line. Brinda, if I could quickly get a word from you on the very fact that, as Zinat pointed out, women must stand together at this point. It is not about which country you're from, which profession you come from, what age group it is. We understand how women for eons have been suppressed under the name of the veil. But now women are out there. They have fought for their rights for way too long. And it is about time that an end to this regressive practice is also put into place, especially when we are seeing worldwide women are coming together. And why this is also important, because these are pictures from Mumbai. It is an Iranian actor fighting this lone battle. But why is it that Bollywood is silent at this time?
The Iranian actress in Bollywood seems to be the face of courage for entire Bollywood. Many times we have noticed that Bollywood rarely comes up on issues of this nature. whether it is women's rights or caste discrimination, gender discrimination. Bollywood continues to live in its own fantasy world, whatever that they portray on their screen and on the reel. So what we need to ask ourselves today is, why is it that people who can make a difference, people who are influencers, are unwilling to lend their voice to such causes, unwilling to stand up against the regime of tyranny? Because we know that mullahs and Muslim leaders are deeply patriarchal to such an extent that they do not find any problem in terrorizing women simply for a piece of cloth, which Islam by itself does not mandate. It is these patriarchal people holding the powers, holding the reins of power, holding the reins of making decisions, and all of the economy also is in their hands to a large extent. And that is the sad part. People in Iran, women in Iran need to know that women across the world are standing up. And I'm sure they know that women in India, several groups continuously protest whatever is happening in Iran to the women. The state is using its systematic power to subdue these women and using state machinery to inflict aggression on women. And that must be disowned by world leaders also.
Absolutely. And on that note, I'd also like to bring in Pramila Nisargi, because it is high time, Pramila, at a time when we've seen the government fight against triple talaq and the Modi government in its all-out initiative. A lot of regressive practice that women have forcefully followed for eons, I'd say. But now this is a global fight where every woman, no matter from which walk of life, is coming up and saying that enough is enough. We are in the times of social media. We are in the times where women are out there, independent, not just professionally but even personally, running their own homes. Then why such a regressive practice? And why is it when we see Bollywood so active on several issues on social media, coming out there, holding